Interesting, because I did kind of think that they might bring in Inferno instead, just because we know how comfortable they are, and they look so good earlier against Saints. And well, this is maybe a different caliber of opponent. B4 Esports, one of the best teams in South America, now taking on the best of Asia for that last spot in the semifinals.
Let's go. I'm excited. B4 have got a Tech 9 on Goddess. That is a raid boss and a half. And off the back of it, yungher's also got a flash and a smoke. Quick out mid.
Maybe not the player I expected it to be on, but well, she did have a lot of impact in that opening series. Looking to do the same here and gets the first in the HFFO. Hazel in the back does get one before she's removed, but it's Goddess on a tear. Argent, though, tearing them apart. 2 quick headshots, trying to connect the third, and she has a bit of time. Julie somehow managing to get one in towards Donut while she's blinded, and yungher not ready for her. Argent now already done a lot, but has to do so much more. The bomb, at least in her grasp, for 2 more heads she has to find. That's the first, looking for the second, and she can't quite get it. A reload comes through, and yungher swings out.
It's so unfortunate for Argent. She's doing so well at isolating those angles. The target selection was perfect. The Donut player has been revealed, so Judy tries to take the initial point of contact, and my goodness me, that gets incredibly close, and that's just a small sample size of what we expect to see this entire series.
Yeah, I feel like Argent's definitely a player that has really jumped up in my estimations from watching HSG this tournament. It was really a 2-woman show that, okay, all right, hold up. Let me not even go down that point, because we've got the GFI special. The Negev is out, and it's a brawl in mid. They're forcing their way down. HFFO strikes first with the pistol. The Negev yet to sound off that iconic brrrr.
Love that you just cut yourself off. You're like, no, wait, let's look at this force fight.
No, point is irrelevant.
It is. It's a moot point. Mid taken. Now reset in towards B. yungher holding for these repositions, for these rotates. HFFO low, dealt with by yungher. Here it goes, and it rings out for 1. The spam is going to keep on going through the boxes potentially, but it's allowing Hazel to get ever so closer with the CZ.
Oh my god, she's doing it again. 1 more kill. Can she do it? yungher is so low. Xiaowu with that Mach 10 recover, trying to get something back. GFI has to go for the longest reload of her life. Julie, a big double kill. But is it enough to get over the Negev? GFI may be thinking it's time to leave, firing off the shots. The bullets are going everywhere, except into the bodies of B4. And now, without an entry through, oh, maybe they do give it a look in. A smoke over towards Ramp. They're definitely eager to fight this one. Julie running out of bullets. Argent swinging with the dual Berettas, and she keeps pushing on forward. There's kits on both these players. They tap the bomb, but now it has to be the Negev, and there's too many players to choose from.
It gets scary. It gets dicey, but B4 recover after initially losing the fight in towards middle. The reset, yungher taking the initiative, planting the bomb, making sure that they swing in together and they don't get lined up by GFI. My goodness me. The fact that she even reloads it as well. She's found 150 bullets. And she's like, yeah, do you know what? We need more.
We need 300 bullets. Yes, this series is delivering already. How can you not be excited for these 2 teams? So much explosive action in store, and it's taking place in mid. Poppins charging on through. It's a Glock time now. Mach 10 doesn't have enough bullets either. All these players need more and more in the chamber.
Quick control. B4 really wants to just put the pressure on towards HSG, take the space in mid, and you're just allowed to do that. And they're going to do that round in, round out. That's the policy. That's the default, and that's Nani with a critical headshot to Xiaowu. There's 1 more player on the bomb site. It's Argent with the Julies, but she gets bested. The pistols are falling apart, but that is until GFI strikes back with 1 more.
Yeah, good kill. Poppins is low. They do know this. Given that they're saving for the next round anyway, and you got these pistols, you can give this a look in, inflict some more damage, recover an AK. GFI holding on back, yungher crosses in front, and they spot each other. No one connecting a bullet. HFFO creeping in through CT. Damage not inflicted quite yet. Smoke now obscuring the vision from that HE. Possibility to do damage getting more and more limited, although Poppins is so low, a single bullet would do it. But HFO is removed. GFI, best she can hope for is a lucky dig, and it's not going to be.
No, not at all. Really enjoying the pacing being set by B4, the proactiveness to push HSG back, and with the changes of Ancient, also you got the bomb radius increasing. And GFI feels the full extent of it, doesn't get away with the Deagle, so nothing brought forward into round number 4. But the investment is there for HSG. They can bring out everything, all the M4s, all the utility.
And they're going to need it. I feel like B4 are not going to take their foot off the pedal this entire T-half. We know that that's how they like to play. We know they're going to be feeling comfortable on here. HSG, as we mentioned, such little time in the server on this map, at least within the ESL Impact circuit. Passed over towards A. Pace still continuing. Argent under pressure, steps up for one, but is traded out immediately. Now Julie's pushing on through, getting to catch up GFI, but GFI is steady. Takes her down, keeps the advantage.
Got this rotate as well coming in from Hazel, close towards Temple. I feel that's a position that's going to be overlooked, but she doesn't quite convert on towards Poppins. Goddess low as well. Hazel will strike, but now position completely known. Still the player advantage here for HSG. Xiao Wu now stepping in and nearly gets converted on the spray. Nani 1v1.
Yeah, trade spacing was a little bit off there. Xiao Wu needed to be a bit closer so the second kill doesn't come through. We know what Nani is capable of in these clutches. Nuke brought up the statistic yesterday. 1v1 against HFFO and B4. Nani slows down, waiting for a slip up. HFFO is getting curious, starts to make her way through. She might just catch the timing as Nani's repositioning. HSG get their first on the board.
Yeah, really nice play from HFFO. The fact that you just reposition, you walk so silently, you try and clear out these angles, because the worst case scenario, of course, is that Nani's already repositioned. She's on her bike towards the B bomb site, but instead she's patient. She just waits in case that player's going to transition over to the bomb site. Instead, it goes the other way. HSG finally post around.
Response from B4 is it's yungher time. Orb comes out in her hands, and it's presence over towards B this time. All that early mid and A aggression slows down. Instead, Goddess taking space towards Cave. Yungher misses a shot on ramp. Now her presence is known with this AWP. Also doesn't have armor behind it. So it makes her a little wary of overstaying her welcome. HFFO has conceded ground in towards Jaguar. That's completely been given up now, which gives the T side so much space to work with. They don't have to worry about having this pincer come through immediately. So they can take mid for free.
Yeah, it's limited utility that prevents HSG from really peeking in. These rounds have been so close, only surviving in that 1 versus 1. There's a big gap in this smoke for Hazel to try and potentially exploit. Poppins, Julie, just scaling middle at the moment, trying to see if there's any opportunities in Banana, but not quite just at the moment. Goddess slowing down in towards Cave as well. Hazel on the timing, does find Nani, wants a little bit more, but thinks better of it.
Yeah, that's a good kill to get for free. Clock's ticking on down. And still B4 been waiting for an opportunity. HSG are being patient. That bomb's making its way back towards B with 30 seconds left. That is going to be where they end this. HFFO and GFI is on the rotation, so they'll have 3 players here. Jawu the first to be tested, and Goddess a perfect clear. Even things back out, but with 20 seconds, they can use the clock to their favor. Try and delay this hit as long as they can, because they have to make their way into side. Going up ramp, and it's Goddess with another. GFI just wants to get out, and she is able to escape, but the bomb gets planted.
Yeah, GFI though does deny more and knows that Julie was on towards the bomb site. Swaps to the FAMAS. So much pressure. It's GFI again. 4 kills in the round.
What a huge rotation from GFI. Lifts HSG on her shoulders and secures that next round. Fantastically played. Repositioning. She gets caught on the fade trying to escape through the smoke. Even brought down low, so they're not ready for her to immediately reposition out long and try and take that fight again. She does so much work here. 2 quick kills, and then just the presence of mind knowing that I think it's Julie here is stuck on site. Swaps to the FAMAS and runs her down.
Yeah, and B4 was saying in the Wins interview yesterday that they were surprised at the aggression that HSG were throwing at them. And again, it's still this aggression. GFI more than happy to keep taking these fights. And that's after the really impressive entries by Goddess as well.
Yeah, I felt like Goddess had done so much work there, clearing out both the players that were holding the side. It was just the rotation in GFI. And that was all they needed. Now they're in a great position on this CT side. Hazel gets that AWP, courtesy of yungher. Well, the T's are left with pistols. They've got enough utility here for a bit of a half-hearted B execute. Getting the bomb down here would really be the biggest win they can hope for.
Yeah, you imagine smokes would rain in short side long. Flash over the top. yungher could even deploy a smoke, maybe deep in towards CT on A, try and bide some rotations, some time. You can see that B4 are just waiting. Firstly, for a push down the B ramp, but secondly, for yungher to throw her utility first, send the rotations into a little bit of a scramble, and provide the best opportunity to get some extra money.
Yeah, they've dropped another smoke over to her, so she's trying to sell the fake out here with all the dropped utility, and that has caused GFI to rotate. So that gives the opportunity for the team to now make their way through to B, but ooh, Xiaowu getting dinked is going to push her back, but Hffo is still tucked in here, and it should be an easy clean up that bomb. No opportunity to go down.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like the way that Hffo just slides in, doesn't take the initial contact, waits for B4 to commit entirely in towards the bomb site, and then just locks it in. Make sure that round is a given. No bomb plant. Really good defense, HSG. They even up the scoreline here, 3 apiece.
Yeah, I think that the real test to me is going to be when the side switch, because I think Ancient inherently, I think on the defense, it's fairly self-evident how to play it if you've done the sort of basic studies, scrims, that sort of thing. It's the T side that is really where these teams can shine, and I think from B4 we're going to see that here. We've already seen it in the rounds that they've taken. For HSG, given that they haven't played it so much in officials, I think that's where they might struggle. So it feels like they need a really strong start on this CT side going into that second half.
Yeah, it just gives them something a little bit more to work with as well. A little bit of a buffer if things go a little bit not according to plan on that T side. Reinvestment is here. yungher back out again with the AWP. Could go head-to-head with Hazel. Molotov misses immediately, which gives Nani a little bit of room to work with. Look at Poppins and Goddess. They've taken so much space, and they've not even revealed that they're here.
Yeah, HSG are playing a very passive setup. I was about to comment on the fact that they're not really pushing out towards lane. They're not taking control of Jaguar, but at the same time, they've conceded mid as well. So where is what's being offset here? What are they taking in response? And it's nothing. It's not like they're in towards Donut. They're not deep in A main. Very passive setups. And that's given B4 so much space to work with.
It can kind of work out, especially where you've got these two anchored players playing in close proximity to each other. The biggest hole I'm seeing right now is where GFI is occupying in towards red, which has spotted out Goddess at the very least. And is that going to cause a rotation? No, because she's just doing it single-handedly. Goddess incredibly low after losing her teammate of Poppins.
Yep, too easy for GFI. Both fall. Julie does close hanger. Xiaowu, closesliner, takes her down. Nani running out through cave is removed, and a good flashbang from GFI because she just does it all for this team. Yeah, we talk about the double setup on both sides, but you know, GFI basically counts for 2 players anyway in mid, so yeah, there's always someone there.
Yeah, I guess so. Really well works. And then the fact that she's just like, okay, well, I know I did significant damage on towards Goddess. I'm just going to keep pushing. I'm just going to take the fight.
I do want to keep an eye on the space that HSG do take on the CT side. Are they going to continue to play this passive style, or was that just an intentional move that round?
Yeah, what we are seeing as well is when contact's being taken on one side of the map, HSG are pushing the other extremity, so at least they are gathering it. But it's a more reactive style of play on the CT side.
Yeah, no, it is still passive this round as well. 2 players deep on site. It's given all this cave control now. It is just the pistols, and it should be an easy crossfire here. And in fact, it is. No way through to B. These pistols a little uninspired. yungher and Julie. A flash. Set up this Desert Eagle, but there's one in the hands of the CTs as well. Hffo pops out with precision. Trying to make it a second, but Xiaowu is going to be the one that takes it.
Yeah, for HSG, if they are given this space, if it is going to be a lot more passive on this CT side, you then start to call into question, well, where's Hazel going to operate? Are you going to take these long-range gunfights towards middle? Are you going to be holding that red peak? Or are you going to be maybe being a little bit more proactive towards B ramp? Are you going to be holding for that initial onset of aggression? There's so many question marks here, and it's really interesting to kind of see it develop as the half goes on.
Yeah, one thing we see a lot is CT taking mid control, right? That's often a ploy just because you need to take control generally of either lane or mid, right? And at the moment, HSG aren't contesting either. I think B4 are very happy with this. They are contesting A, and that's a bit rare. And that might just catch Julie off guard here. You're not expecting GFI, but then GFI walks out into your crosshair, so it doesn't really matter. She just maybe been a bit more patient, baited Julie in for the fight. Could have been her kill.
That smoke's a little bit misleading as well, because there's a gap on that right-hand side. B4 reset. It's contact. It's so much utility that they can hold on to because they don't need to exchange blow for blow in the middle of the map.
Javu even using her smoke in towards red, not often smoked by CTs. Odyssey is just walking through Donut. The smokes give them space to walk through mid, so Hazel with the AWP is about to have so many T's in her face. Gets one. That's all it's going to be. Argent does take down Julie. Poppins maybe shouldn't have hesitated on that smoke because it did give that line of sight. Now puts it into the 3v3 and a potential for HSG to contest this.
Not going to give it a go. Incendiary dropped in towards the bomb site. Doesn't spread to yungher, so now the bomb can be planted. 3 versus 3, but everyone's attacking from the same direction. It's Temple, it's CT. And for B4, they've already reset into Donut.
Yeah, and there's no way for them to close out Donut. There's no smoke to block off that vision. All they've got is an Incendiary, which maybe they can drop deep, but that's not going to cover this bomb. And Poppins swinging on out is able to take down Jawu, just tucked in behind the site. yungher drops one as well, and it's all onto HFFO. This is exactly the problem. It's planted for Donut, and there's no way for her to isolate these fights. They can just tuck on in and avoid her, and she is absolutely in a tight position here. Can't find anything, and B4 break the silence.
Yeah, that round's interesting as well. Just in the nature it plays out, you've got the proactivity towards A, which, as you mentioned, is a little bit unconventional, but it seems like GFI swings a little bit before her teammate is ready. And as a result, HSG get even more passive. They sit even further back. And by conceding too much map control and not pushing the other extremity, which has normally been the answer, you don't have the information. Your players are just sitting in, waiting.
Here's the change-up. Here's the aggression in towards mid. This time around, Hazel is by her side with the AWP. So they are getting this ground. Hffo also contesting. This is what we expect from a CT side, and it's working out. They get 2 kills, only 1 trader back.
And nani's quite low as well. Bomb making its way through the B doors. That's interesting, because maybe it's a false sense of security for B4. You've not had any contest at all. So this is the round that they bring it out. They walk straight into the grenades. They walk straight into the bullets.
Maybe they played us. How did B4 recover this? 2 players are low on the server. They're backing out of B. Regrouping with Julie. HSG puts so much emphasis on defending this A bomb site. It always feels like there's 2 players here when conventionally, as we said, it's normally a 1-person defense. GFI is going information hunting, walking up close, but holding this left-hand side, and that's a difficult one to clear. But yungher is ready on GFI's swing. Now it's a 3v3, a well-timed smoke though with 30 seconds left. Argent in a good position to defend this. Rotation coming over from Xiaowu and they jump through the smoke. Argent though can't quite hit the shots, but Xiaowu is too full to her and Argent finishes the job.
Yeah, nice stuff. Nice reaction as well by Argent, not overstepping, just dropping her utility, waiting for rotations to come on through. But this CT side is just really interesting to try and unpack. Because this time you've got all of the aggression. The utility dropped in, landed, follow-up HE from HFFO, the fight in towards middle. And then despite having the player advantage, GFI still tries to search for this information, still tries to find more presence, and it ultimately comes at a little bit of a cost, but Xiaowu is there.
Yeah, I feel like often GFI puts everything onto her shoulders. She feels like she has to make the play. She has to be the hero. Sometimes you don't need to be the hero.
Sometimes it's better just to sit back, work as a unit, but ultimately it does work out. Molotov raining in towards that cave entrance. Hffo under a lot of pressure, full blinded. Here comes the committal. Tech 9's running through the flames. In fact, Julie burns alive. Xiaowu fighting tooth and nail on this bomb site, but it's Goddess with the Tech 9. HFFO is somehow still alive. There's so many defenders here, and there's no kill in response. How on earth do HSG not only win that round, but have 5 alive to show for it?
Yeah, it's impressive. The smoke's just using them to their advantage, playing around them, not letting these pistols get up close and personal and take those fights. Well handled against the upgraded pistols with utility. Now, off the back of this tactical timeout, B4 are going to have everything they need again. But really, since the rifles came out, it's mostly been HSG's game.
Maybe it's the experience of playing against B4 yesterday, knowing what to expect, knowing some tendencies of the aggressive nature by sitting back, dictating which fights you want to take on your terms. That's what's catching B4 out right now. Yungher, this is the 3rd time she's purchased the AWP this half, and I can't remember the last time I saw her even get a kill with it.
Maybe this is the opportunity. She's going for the peek out towards A. Dodging the utility of Argent. It's going to allow her to get very aggressive here. And even just hold down this position if her team wants to execute, because she can catch off any rotation.
Look at this push as well in towards B. Information gathered by Argent. It's a lot of responsibility. You can see that Hazel was starting to make a move for that rotate. They are here, but Julie's been boosted up this entire time. Argent, I don't think she's overlooked it, but she's making sure she doesn't quite peek into it.
Oh, that head, it is so close to popping on out. Julie is looking everywhere for it, but I don't think the X-ray is going to retelling it for us. Julie now throwing out the Molotov, keeping Argent under pressure, deploys her own smoke so that she can fall back. That's given now an avenue for the T's to come on through. Yungher misses the opportunity on Hazel, and Goddess has found GFI. Nani saves the day with Argent being removed. Hazel removes Yungher though, that AWP not given an opportunity, and so it's still this 3v3. Poppins up close, waiting for Xiao Wu, who's behind this smoke.
It's complete chaos, and you got to wait for HFFO, who's unrevealed in Donut, walking, trying to measure the approach. Nani will fall, but Poppins is right next to her. Is that going to be overlooked? And the whole time, Julie's still on the boost.
She hasn't moved at all. HFO swinging on through. Julie and Poppins both get a kill. And B4, off that early ground they gained, are able to execute onto A. One of the few times we haven't seen that double setup, defending it as well. And that's when B4 strike.
It's interesting, but Argent does so much just to stay alive. By her not revealing her position, she knows her angles to perfection. What can you be exposed to? What can't you? And then dropping the smoke and escaping, waiting for the team.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue there is they decided to go for the aggressive re-peek. They tried to flash her back into the fray, and then that's when Nani catches her pushing out the smoke. Maybe if she just held back and kept that advantage, played a bit more passive like they had been doing, could have been different.
It's been working. Sometimes you don't need to reinvent, break, and change what isn't fixed. HFFO taking the fight ahead of all of the utility, swings out, but it's a 2-for-1. B4, they take the advantage.
And Hazel, though, might have caught a timing here just to walk on through mid, and she should...
Oh,
4x3. Goddess is going to get this one for free. Hazel not checking her corners. Jaru's there for the trade at the very least. Now Poppin activates, and Argent ready for it. Falls on back. Julie's spotted as well. Now Argent's under pressure. She is half, and that HG brings her down a little bit lower still. Julie throwing out the utility to clear out behind the boxes. As that bomb comes through, another bottle flies through. But Argent's just sitting behind the flames.
She's got all the utility as well. Smoke deployed. Is there going to be a flash? No, it's just going to be contact. Argent could even just show face first, and then Xiao Wu could just step in from the shadows. Argent spots the gap. 1 HP. She does retreat. Yungher 1 versus 2.
How has she stayed alive through all of this? Actually committing to the bomb plant is Yungher. Argent easily taken down here. A single bullet does it. Now it's the 1-on-1. Xiao Wu spotted out. A shoulder tagged. Position known. Yungher just playing around the boxes, trying to find this head, slowly whittling her opponent down, but just needs to connect a couple more bullets. And Xiao Wu swings out while Yungher's holding the other side.
Yeah, Argent, you can see what she's trying to do. She's trying to sacrifice herself for Xiao Wu, but the trade spacing is just a little bit far removed. It gives yungher the chance to capitalize, but no, HSG will prevail. They'll win out this first half. They have 8 rounds, and this is a classic CS moment.
Yep. 4x3.
We've all been there.
But not me. Native gamers rise up.
Oh.
16/9, baby. Wouldn't have happened to me. I still would have missed the kill. So it's kind of irrelevant.
No comment.
yungher all back out. Hazel with hers. B4 are very even. There's 2 kills between the top and bottom fragger, so that's one nice thing for this team. They're firing as a unit. Hffo is head and shoulders above everybody right now.
Much slower round now. Utility exchange just for a moment, but B4 start to creep their way forward in towards Cheetah. We've seen how potent the entries can be, especially from Goddess. Utility lined up, it's going to be an exec.
Yeah, intention's clear from the start. All 5 players over towards B. 2 on site. GFI can rotate pretty quickly from mid, and as those smokes come over, she's going to get a little bit antsy. The flames down towards ramp are smoked off, in fact, and CT smoke at the front there, giving them a bit more time to work with. Still, GFI hasn't budged. A great flash, but it doesn't seem to matter. Even a dink coming through. Poppins, though, swinging out from Cave, able to trade back. Still a 3v3. That bomb needs to get down. GFI is rotated as the smokes fade. She's going to throw out a new one towards ramp so she can continue to fight forward, but yungher posted on this long angle. GFI has to get past this AWP. A good flashbang forces the angle. GFI taking the fight forward. yungher drops, so does Poppins, and so does Goddess. Everybody falling on the post plant.
Yeah, that's really nice from HSG. Retake utility being deployed, and it's Hazel, the sniper, to flash forward the rifles. And GFI takes first contact and then immediately doesn't actually over-aggress, slides in, wait for Argent to be the next port of call close on the smoke. There's a slight gap, and just as the defenses are breached, they're immediately restored.
Yeah, great stuff from HSG on this CT side. There's so many questions coming into it, and after those first few rounds where B4 making their way into it, we started to think, well, maybe this is a bit one-dimensional, but they're showing different shades now.
Yeah, they're really working together as a team, and every peak is supported by utility, which is really aiding them to get these advantages. Speaking of utility, an exchange in towards the lane as Hffo doesn't actually advance in towards Cheetah, slides in towards a tight little angle in towards Cave. Speaking of, look at that line from Hazel in towards Red, all the way holding shelf.
Yeah, very passive setup. Argent is in a cheeky angle. Julie seems very aware of it. Look how honed is she on this. Maybe she spotted something. Yeah, she's seen the arm. That's very keen eyes.
Look at this rotate as well. And I like this from B4. It's not the immediate committal. You've got the kill. You're just holding. You're just trying to make HSG feel a little bit more unsettled. And it's actually going to be a recommitment in towards A.
2 players here. Once again, one up very close though. This is often a one-and-done position. The AWP of Hazel has to do a lot here if GFI falls. Very aggressive on this peak, and she gets caught out. Still alive and still finding kills. Even a team kill in the mix, but she does fall, and it puts it into the 3-on-3. Hazel smoked off, fires off a shot. Nani's able to progress through. Poppin's going to clear out Donut, and now they can get that bomb down.
Big fight in mid. Xiaowu taking on yungher, bests her. And now that position is known, but it also makes Poppins feel incredibly uncomfortable.
There's so much pressure on Poppins now. The young gun for this squad has to step up. Knows that Xiaowu is on the prowl, and she has the angle on her. 2v2 now. They know exactly where these CTs are coming from. They move together as a unit out through Temple. Nani hears them both in repositions above the site. Boxes, uses that headshot angle to her advantage. Now it's all on Hazel with the AWP in hand, walking on forward, but there's too many players to choose from, and it's a 9-6 half going the way of HSG.
Yeah, that's really nice from Poppins. The fact that she repositions and comes in to establish that crossfire. It's a lifeline for B4 as they swap sides at the half.
An impressive start for HSG on the map pick of their opponents here on Ancient, a map that we have never seen this squad play. They're looking like veterans. They have 9 rounds up at the half.
Yeah, they did. It was an interesting CT side. It was thrown in with a lot of different variations, and it was one that B4 couldn't quite handle towards the middle stages of that first half. But look at this. Dual Berettas aplenty. A fast beat execute. Xiao Wu immediately traded, but HFFO delivers a devastating kill onto yungher, and look at the space she's taking off the back of it.
Yeah, that was a lovely Molotov. yungher felt so under pressure, tries to escape, and she's removed. Poppins as well, creeping on through. Julie's locked out of the fight, as is Goddess, really. These 2 smokes purchased are doing everything. And again, it's utility from HSG that's just doing it all for them. HFO gets a good timing. Julie is gushed down, and her death is inevitable. A fantastic pistol round from HSG.
That's so cheeky from GFI. She's just jumping, making so much noise, trying to bait that it's HFFO. And it isn't at all, and it just allows her to get another kill. What a game, by the way. 18-9 from HFFO.
Yeah, fantastic from her on that anchor over towards B. Completely shut them down. It's the side of the map that you often see teams hitting, and I think the impact she had early scared B4 off. They seem to favor A so much more later in the half.
Not a force. Just the USPs for B4. They want to bring out the M4s and the utility as soon as possible. As mentioned, the key components at Ancient is trying to unlock all this mid control. You need to fight for it early. You need utility to do that. B4... just going for an eco. It lets HSG get another round potentially. It should be an 11th round.
I mean, it will be. I'm telling you right now, Brandon, there is no world where this isn't an 11th round.
I know you've done that deliberately.
I'm manifesting just because we love a bit of chaos. And these 2 teams, they are chaos incarnate. Flash through. HFFO starts to clear, and well, that's smoking towards CT. Blocks yungher's vision. GFI has the rotates. How many will she take down? She doesn't want to give over this AK. There's going to be a lot of CTs on the other side of red. Here they come. yungher spotted with that flash, and now they push on through. GFI fully blinded, does a bit of damage, but she is overwhelmed. Goddess picks up the AK, and they can just throw their bodies at this, inflict as much damage as they can. Xiaowu with the Galil spotted out. Hffo on the other side. They're able to just jiggle on out, get a couple of kills. They've lost another player. At the moment, it's just going to be the two. Goddess is nowhere near. She's saving that AK. Hffo, I know it's just eco frags, but it is a 4K. And Hazel might actually go down here at the very end. So, well, an expensive round for HSG.
Yeah, very much so, considering it was just a USP investment, it was a flashbang.
Oh, Hffo blew up as well.
Yep.
One player survives.
That bomb radius, it's not even an AK that gets brought over, it's a Galil.
Ouch. That's the second best pistol round you could have wanted from B4.
Let's take a look at this investment then. Here comes the Famises. It comes at a little bit of a compromise just to get the incendiaries, just to get the grenades. The intention is clear. B4, they're going to try and take map control early.
Yeah, I mean, they're up against, what, 2 Galils and two Mac 10s. So HSG crippled off the back of how costly that was. B4, if they can rest this round, it's going to really do damage to HSG. Good utility early. That's a P90 from Goddess, and they're running into it. So many bullets in the chamber. She can just spray on through, but they overwhelm. Only good for one. And here's yungher trying to get some more. It's labored. Can't quite connect the second. Hffo just trying to sling on through. yungher eventually fires off the bullets. And Argent is in a 1v3. Heechie's raiding on through. yungher low. Surely not.
Bomb plant would be good money here. That's got to be something worth thinking about. But as the audio cue's given up, it just means they can swing on further. But it is extra cash in the bank. Incendiary goes through, forces her out. Poppins deals with her. So B4 will secure that round.
Yeah, it's a fantastic round from B4. They keep 3 alive. They now pick up a second AK to the mix, so they have 3 rifles they take over. HSG get the bomb plant, so they might be... Well, no, I don't think they'll be able to buy into this one because they're going to be a bit shy. So that means they're going to have to take the eco here. Maybe a couple of upgraded pistols in the mix. Which means B4 can start to close the distance, and we know how strong these CT sides can be. We know what Ancient can be like if you're an inexperienced team on the attack.
Yeah, and the reason why they can't buy is because they lost so many weapons just to the pistols. You start to see the repercussions of it now in round number 19. That smoke's been thrown twice now from B4. This time it does land. It's an immediate A main smoke to try and halt the progression fast out through mid, but the utility deals with Xiaowu.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage there. Xiaowu taken down. They're trying to overwhelm, and well, with the AWP, there's a chance for it, but Poppins is providing a bit of support, as is Goddess. So that's going to be the end of that. Hazel and Argent over towards A main. Have to get past Julie. yungher's close by as well. They take down Julie. There's maybe a chance to get a bomb plant here, which, okay, she's going to spot out the peak, gets the first player, and it's a long spray, but it connects.
Yeah, no bomb plant. But it is a round back in for B4 as well. They really deal with the partial investment, the good utility usage as well.
Now I'm questioning why they buy those pistols. If they just got the eco, then they'd have a full buy here.
Hoping for a plant.
Now they're in the same position. Ooh, that feels like a free round you've just given B4.
And another one.
That's what I mean. B4 happy to take it. I mean, we saw the comeback they staged on Vertigo, right? Ancient's a whole different ball game.
There's a nice smoke being thrown out as well. As the utility burns up, but that's something we might see in the gun rounds being deployed by HSG. Hazel's going to give us a glimpse of what it does. It allows them to rotate and just completely isolate this Jaguar angle. Goddess, potentially in the future, could be under a lot of pressure when the AKs come out. But you're right. There was no need to invest into the previous round. You can just have a Glock round. You can fill eco, bring out the guns into the next.
Yeah, Goddess. She's now played this position twice in a row, so I hope to see she maybe change that one up because they're going to be accounting for it the next time around. Poppins here with Nani. There is no way into this site. Nope, there's Poppins. And again, B4 keep it flawless.
Yeah, 3 in a row. AK's in. Hazel can get an AWP, but it comes at a cost of utility. Tactical timeout now being called to talk about how they really want to apply these weapons moving forward, because that momentum, it is starting to build here. And if you lose this gun round, you're really on the back foot.
Yeah, and we spoke about yungher not really you doing too much with the AWP on the T side. She's got that on the CT side now, and I feel like Ancient AWPing is probably one of the best maps these days to AWP on in terms of how much impact you can have on those rotations. For CTs, it's so quick to rotate from B to A to mid that you can really be very dynamic with it, and yungher is probably one of the most dynamic AWPers we have.
Yeah, or you can also just use yungher just to anchor down a position, but if I'm B4, I wouldn't do that. I'd do exactly the approach that you're speaking about, where you just let her kind of have the freedom to do whatever she wants. Let the call in, and I feel like Goddess will allow the room. She definitely does in all the other maps, so why wouldn't it be the same on Ancient?
Yeah, especially when you've got such strong rifles around her that are able to anchor these positions so well. Goddess continuing to contest. Not conceding this control, playing it a bit more like we expect CT sides to. We know HSG made a few adjustments there, and Nani, this off angle is deadly. Xiaowu dropped, Nani swings out for a second, always good for the multi-kill she is. Playing around the smoke as well, a flash over the top, and she's run through the pocket. Gets one more player down to low, and Goddess swings on out. She's taken down. So an opportunity presents itself, but look at Julie and look at the flank. Yeah,
Poppins creeping forward. Argent has to consider this, and she is eyes trained, but not actually on Poppins at close. It's on CT spawn, and that allows the opportunity. Poppins in the back lines. B4 hit double digits.
What a great retake. Poppins getting fired up as well, getting a little bit vocal. That's what you want to see from your young players, getting fired up, getting excited, putting fear in the opponent's eyes. And that's a great hole from Nani to begin with, just to take two players and then even bring another down to half. And they were so fast on these rotations. Absolutely deadly. B4 showing us how it's done on the CT side of Ancient.
I know it is a little bit of more of a CT-sided map, but I'm impressed with, now we've seen two examples of B4 on different maps where they build back into a game on that CT side, and the resilience is really toying with HSG. Tech-9s now come into the mouth of A and potentially into the scope of yungher.
Yeah, GFI's gone for the hero rifle. Again, as I mentioned earlier, she always feels like she has to be the hero. And it is going to cripple her into the next if she's not. It's a lot of pressure to put on her shoulders. She can't crumble here. yungher gets the first. Flashed off, playing around the side boxes. Hffo getting up close, but yungher still strikes again. The flashes, she keeps being able to take these fights. Misses the no-scope, but here's Poppins with a quick trade. GFI gets one, but that's it.
Yeah, and the hero AK gets 2 kills, and that's just not enough here. B4, it's stonewall. You cannot get past yungher, and she's just being supported. As you mentioned, the rain of flashes just coming in. It's so difficult for HSG to get past those, let alone get past the AWP.
Yeah, even missing the no-scope doesn't really matter. Poppins always in the right place when these hits come through. She's on 20 kills, by the way, Poppins. A future superstar. The best 16-year-old player you've ever seen. (11-11). B4 unbroken on this CT defense. Round being taken by HSG mid. A slower round this time. These last few rounds, they've been committing to these takes early on. Now it's ground being gathered. Poppins under pressure. She wants to go for the fight. A flashbang from Julie over top allows her to get one. But GFI trades her out, and the response is Nani pushes down lane. Takes down one, gets info, and falls back.
The difference with these reactions between B4 and HSG on the defense is that it's immediate for B4. It's second nature. And as a result, HSG, they're being compromised. Look at this smoke. It's allowing Judy just to anchor in towards Donut. It's being thrown by Goddess. The support network is there. B4 is perfect. GFI 1 versus 4, but she gets dealt with by Nani.
That round was beautiful.
Yeah.
Every player was exactly where they needed to be for every single fight. Every time a HSG player went down, they were not ready for the CT to be where they were. It was just beautifully orchestrated from beginning to end.
And it was really helped out by utility being thrown by different players to allow B4 to remain being not only proactive and wanting to take fights, but also just remaining and not conceding any ground. And as a result, HSG, they just keep getting blindsided, sucker punched each which way they turn.
Yeah, this is what I was mentioning about just how punishing this pick is coming in, right? Obviously on the CT side, that's one thing, but the T side, we're seeing it right here. They're just a little uninspired with these hits, not quite ready for where B4 are going to be rotating the positions. HSG struggling to find anything against B4.
I've got the rebuy again, but it is a couple of Galils thrown into the mix. An early control is actually being conceded by B4 in towards mid. Xiaowu taking a peek in towards the shelf, boost up, coming over the top. Poppins, as soon as she spots any contact, she can just fall away.
Yeah, change up from Poppins as well. Again, they're conceding mid. Poppins is now playing red rather than donut.
But that's as a result of having the 3 players on B.
Yeah, they got that AWP in towards Cave, playing that bait and switch setup. Goddess tucked, Nani tucked in to Cave for that immediate swing when yungher falls off. It's a good setup if they go towards B.
But will they? What's the play? Because for HSG, there's been nothing given over, no opportunity presented themselves. Utility, it's good. It actually disrupts both yungher and Goddess's positions, but it leaves Nani alone, and Xiaowu will punish.
Yeah, that's the perfect response to that. Put that Molotov there, but yungher just decides to take it into her own hands. Peeks on through, Goddess does the same. Xiaowu with a response. 3 versus 3 now, but yungher is still here. Misses a flick, falls back. They have to get past her. Crosshair though, and she hits that one. Argent with the bomb goes flying, and yungher is still here, still being a pain. Xiaowu creeping on up, almost catches Poppins slipping, but doesn't. Putting GFI again into a position where she has to be the hero. 1 versus 3. Spots the utility coming out from short, repositions, but Poppins puts her body on the line and allows the trade.
It's just the 3 players all peeking into the same angle. It's the coordination from B4, and it's just getting the best of HSG. I tell you what, when these rounds become a little bit more chaotic, HSG seem to thrive in that environment, and normally you'd say the same for B4, but when it's just calmed down, when yungher's allowed to reposition and chooses her target of selection, the angle of opportunity, it works out perfectly. There's always a backup plan for B4.
Well, HSG going to be taking ground into mid. Poppins doing so much damage early on. Julie, good crossfire. yungher finds GFI. Everybody's crumbling. Julie is doing so much work into Donut. 3 kills for her. Not normally the player to step up, but she's doing it here. yungher drops the bomb, and that was just too easy for B4.
Yeah, what a perfect time for Julie to arrive as well. You talked about the kill distribution in the first half. It's carried on over into the second for B4. Everyone is here. Everyone is firing on every single cylinder. Another pause being called by HSG.
Yeah, it might be too little too late. They might have to concede map point here on Ancient. HSG have to wake up before we go into the next map.
You can't invest in here. You really can't. We've seen that mistake already. We've seen it cost a round for HSG. You can't do it.
Yeah, you gotta remember. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there's a real world where they have an extra round on the board. They are going to invest, Brandon. They've managed to get 5 rifles out. But look at the utility. I mean, Xiaowu and GFI have nothing. There's no smoke for HFO after she throws that early one in towards lane.
I understand it, but I don't like it. Look at this aggression now being thrown in from B4. 3-player setup, yungher peeks down ramp, but at the same time, mid controls being gathered. Poppins can now try and help out with Shelf.
Yeah, it works. Ooh. Okay, GFI catches her. Goddess feels like she has to take it into her own hands. Does just so. yungher also struck with a kill. Goddess gets traded out. 3v3. yungher drops another. You're not getting into ramp. Ooh, if she'd fired off then, that was a further kill. Julie under a bit of pressure. GFI trying to find space. Has found a gap here, but look who it is. Of course, it's yungher. awake in the server, holding for this. That bomb making its way through Donut, but yungher has removed GFI. 3 in the round for her, and Argent is now in the 1v3.
The communication is so on point for B4. The immediate comm from Julie, yungher just spins round. Argent has been allowed a little bit of breathing room. Can start to apply some pressure to B4 as that bomb is planted, but where do you reposition to? Nowhere feels safe, nowhere feels comfortable, and for B4, they're all coming from CT.
Nowhere is safe. yungher's in a flow state. Argent has to find 3 here, and they have to be quick. The first one they might have lined up, but Julie was quick on the trade, and that's map point for B4.
When B4 kind of attack these retakes, they are all moving as one. It's never kind of a bit part protocol where you've got a deep flank coming in, maybe one late in from Donut. No, it is everyone from one position. If you swing, you are going to get punished. You are going to be traded. And here, yungher's just allowed free real estate towards ramp. There's no utility kind of flushing her back.
Yeah, yungher can do whatever she wants. Feels like she can do no wrong. As we're talking about with this all from the CT side, if she plays this dynamic style where she's just taking fights when she wants, has that freedom, she can just take over a game. And when Poppins is doing her thing in mid, it's so difficult for HSG to find any way into these rounds.
This had the potential to be a quick B play, but instead, utility holds them back again.
Oh my
Julie's
God.
got an auto sniper.
Didn't even clock.
Disrespect.
I love it. I love it. Give HSG a taste of their own medicine. Xiaowu takes down Goddess. She's brought down low. Makes her all the more enticing a target for the auto sniper, the Dak. Hazel setting up a flashbang for her team. They're hitting into B. They have to get past Julie. They have to get past Nani. And Julie is ready for the fight. Scoped on down towards ramp. Hazel walks up through and Dak, tap. Julie's dropping everybody. And she wants more. She wants more of the fray, more of the fight. The no-scope with the auto sniper drops another. What can't she do with it? Argent again in a 1v3. Takes down Nani. And Poppins is close by. A potential here, maybe, to catch her off guard. She sits behind the smokes, but Poppins is locked on in and takes her down. B4 take Argent.
Really impressed with the CT side of B4. The pistol was lost. The conversion was also gained by HSG, but since then it was a complete shutout. The rifles come in for B4 and they just show why they have picked Ancient, why it's a punish pick against HSG. First half, to be fair to HSG, looked quite good, but the second half tells a completely different story.